Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man, at your services. How are you all? For many, this is the return to work day. For many people. I actually returned yesterday, but hey, it is what it is. Now, the UK has now entered its second major full nationwide lockdown as of now. And it's not been the greatest of starts to the year. You can't lie about it. You can't make any sort of like, well, this has happened and this is quite good. No. Liverpool lost last night. That ain't good. Gerry Marsden passed away. The great Gerry Marsden, MerseyBeat. You'll never walk alone. How do you do what you do to me? And all of that stuff. Ferry across the Mersey. What a great guy. Met him. Well, everybody round here has met him many times. And it's such a shame that he's gone. But not only that, we had even more crazy, chaotic, bizarre bad news. We had the news that Tanya Roberts had died. Tanya Roberts of James Bond and the Beastmaster and Charlie's Angels had died after walking her dogs. I don't know the full story. And her husband said his tearful farewell to her at her bedside, held her hand, and then went away, told her PR agent, who told the world that the luscious, beautiful Tanya Roberts had departed. And then on a live interview with her husband, he gets a phone call saying that she's alive. What? She was dead when I went. She's back, but sadly she's still dreadfully ill, and so obviously we hope that things have a happy resolution there. But very unusual and a massive shock to her husband again, And then there was even more bad news as well. Later in the day, we got told about the lovely, luscious, ever elegant Barbara Shelley, aged 88. Barbara Shelley was a star of many, many Hammer movies, many of which seem to have the name Helen for some reason. She was in Quatermass in the Pit, she was in The Gorgon, she was in the camp on Blood Island, she was in Dracula, Prince of Darkness, where she's transformed into a vampire and she gets horrifically staked by Andrew Keir, who would be her partner as Professor Bernard Quatermass in Quatermass in the Pit. She was also in so many other TV shows, Z-Cars, Crown Court, EastEnders, believe it or not. God, what else? Dixon of Dock Green. She was in The Saint, The Avengers. She was in Doctor Who and Blake 7. She was everywhere. Gorgeous redhead, very refined yet very sexy. In The Village of the Damned as well, with George Sanders. Incredible actress. Beautiful sort of power and presence on screen. Even in her early days, she exuded such a presence, such a character, a warmth, and yet sometimes a twist on that warmth, a coldness, a starkness, when she'd be transformed into something else, So, in lieu of doing, huge obituaries to Gerry Marsden and obviously Barbara Shelley, and thankfully not Tanya Roberts, we've hit, after a tremendously awful year of 2020, we're not exactly hitting the high notes right from the start here in 2021. Things are so strange, aren't they? Our days are so troubled and so unmapped now. You don't know what's ahead of you. In many ways, I would normally say that that's possibly a good thing, because what you don't want in life is to have your future mapped out for you, to do the same job day in, day out. You want adventure, you want risk, you want a challenge. You want something different. You need things to occasionally take the rug from under your feet. You need the bad stuff as well as the good stuff. Because at the end of the day, at the end of your days, that's the character that you've built. It's your experiences that matter. It's these things which make you who you are, and the things that you look back on, both good and bad. They're memories. Things have to, the yin and yang, things have to be positive and negative. They've got to, the balance has to be there. And for all of us, we're all thinking that there's no end to the negativity. I've got to say that I do feel the balance has been weighted on the bad side of things, the dark side. But come on, folks. The future's what you make it. The governments may change laws, restrictions. Pandemics may sweep the globe again and again and again, because this is now definitely the new thing. This is the new fad. We'll have another one in a couple of years, and then another one. And we'll go through all this sort of system again. But we're being acclimatized to tragedy, loss, bereavement. But alongside all that, life goes on. Life goes on. And so long as you're alive, you've got to keep a smile on your face. You've got to. You've got to. What other option do you actually have? You can choose. Being morose, sad, depressed, it's a chemical thing inside your body, but you can make a choice emotionally to avoid it, to ignore it, to at least try. One thing you should never do is embrace the bad side. People do. I know people that have. I know people that have done the ultimate because they cannot face another day. That, it's your own personal choice. I would say choose differently, because you don't know what the next day's got. You don't know. And in cahoots with that, you, all of you, the next person you meet, probably masked up, you don't know what they're going through. We're all going through something which is horrific, terrible, life-changing, society-changing. But you don't know what is affecting that person. If that person is a bit irritable, give them a second, give them a moment, let them, and just smile, let them vent. You never know. Your reaction to somebody could be pivotal in what they do next. Got to remember that. We all play a part, and there's no reason for us to be negative, because negativity breeds negativity. I'm working today, just there, just off camera, is the world at my fingertips. And much responsibility doth I have. But I've had a lot of phone calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of stuff today. But there is so much more to us as human beings, as spirits, as whatever the hell we are, you know. Don't be slaves to a doctrine. Try to free up your emotions. Don't bottle them in. Expose them. And if we all do that, then we can all help each other. We can all, I hate to use any government tagline, but we can all work together to make things better. But we can. It's one of the gifts of an otherwise unsightly, unenvironmentally friendly plague upon this planet, i.e. mankind. But it's the one thing that we do have, We have sensibilities, and we have emotions, and we have philosophies, and we can compassion. We can work and help each other. I'm just a guy that sits in a kilt and a lot of weird robage today. That's because it's freezing cold in here. It's a lovely, gorgeous day. The sun, I'm looking out the window now, the sun is crisp and bright in a lovely, luscious, light blue sky. But it's amazing to be out there right now, scampering over mountaintops, really running alongside rivers. I feel that edge. But no, all I'll get is a dog walk later on. And if you saw my previous video, that could end up quite spectacular as well. But the world still moves, the world still goes on, nature still finds a way, nature's still beautiful. No matter what we do to corrupt the world, which we do in our complete lack of wisdom and our infinite desire to burn more, to make more money, to use natural resources to our own ends, corrupting the environment and the ecology, which is what we do. The argument for that, really, there is no argument for that now, because it's so obvious, it's black and white, but hey, big business, those wheels of industry still keep turning. But as individuals, we can do our bit. And as a pep talk, this is probably the most after the horse has bolted, shutting the gate sort of thing. But Kilt-Man feels an obligation. And I don't mind. I've got my ideology on the world and who I am and my place within it. I think it's time that we all worked out what our place was within this. Thank you for that huge, emphatic sort of climax there. Note to self, really do think about the playlists you put on in the background. Yeah. And I had a lot of this stuff playing during some meetings before. I had to mute. But there you go. Anyway, what I'm saying is, the seeds of destruction are being sown by us, but also the seeds to growth are being sown by us. I can't change the world, I can't. But if you can change one person's outlook and view for the betterment of the rest of the world and the rest of us, and to provide a positive vibe, that's a job well done. Because if that one person then passes it to someone else, you see where I'm going with this? And I'm not going to do that mathematical exponential sort of thing, but we can only breed positivity, and with that, everyone's happier. Difficult now. The news is just relentlessly grim. It's going to be. Bad news sells. It's the way it is. You don't have to listen to it though. You don't have to. Be happy. Watch films, play music, exercise, grow plants. If you can't go out to pubs and restaurants, get a lovely takeaway delivered to your door, Have drinks in the house, have your own parties. Embrace technology, if technology means you can then speak to somebody far away. If you're on your own, you could use it to speak to people and see them face to face, if you can do that. If not, pick up the phone. But you've got to. We're humans, and humans need interaction. Humans need, this is a necessity. It's all well and good being the lone wolf, the Johnny Rambo who lives out in the wilderness, doesn't need anybody. The essence of John Rambo is that John Rambo does need people. That's the whole crux of the matter of First Blood. He's alone, he's hurting. So we all see him as the one man, vengeance machine. And we love that in the films, but in reality, that doesn't work. There's no longevity to that, only destruction. So, if you can, reach out for somebody. And if you're that someone that's being reached out to, take the hand, embrace it, and give some time. All people ask for is a bit of time, a bit of just acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. Recognise that I'm here and don't ignore me. If we all do that, just a little bit more, we're all happier. Let the doctors sort out the medical issues, because I can't help with that. But the emotional side, the psychological side, I try relentlessly to be upbeat, to not care about the bad side of things, the detrimental side. Doesn't always work. I'm only human. But if we all do try to just get along and to extend the hand, and if someone's kicking off a little bit, think for a second before you kick off back. Just think, maybe let them vent. We're all massively under pressure at the moment, and that pressure has to find some kind of release. So, anyway, before I get back to work, it's lunchtime. I feel so much better already. No, folks. As I say, yesterday was a strange day. I had reviews to come, but other news happened and Liverpool lost. So, listen, this music is so wonderful and so fitting as well. But, folks, I'm going back to work now. This little interlude was just purely meant to hopefully give you all even just a shred of hope. The world still turns, we still breathe, we can still smile, we can still laugh. Please, let's all do a bit more of that. Folks, I have been and always shall be Kilt-Man at your service. Please, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic. And I am going to see you all. Music swell. Woo!